I suppose it was in the darkness of the morning, before the sun peeked over the horizon, that I first came to believe that a home has a soul. That's not something I would share with others, especially not Henry. He would probably give me that look he gave Wesley the time our son tasted the neighbor's dog food. But how else do you explain the house across the street? Unlike the rest of Twickenham Court, where the original owners still held the keys, that one couldn't keep the same family for much longer than a year. That sprawling ranch with the large picture window and shutters without a purpose was the same as all the others on the street. A flipped floor plan of our own, but otherwise a replica. If I had been the one to choose our house, I probably would have picked that one, mainly because of the sycamores out back. They weren't large, sprawling oaks like I preferred, but I would have taken any trees, as opposed to the barren yard that the builders left us. Of course, Henry didn't ask me what I wanted. He never had to. He surprised me. And I smiled, as a good wife should, as I always did. The for sale sign had gone up a week ago, just before Christmas. The Donahues had been there for more than a year. We thought they might be the ones to stay. I had hoped so. In those 12 months, Emily had become my closest friend. So close, in fact, that she had given me a key so I could let myself in to borrow sugar, even if she was out on an errand. But it was only a matter of time before the house shook them loose and sent them packing, no matter how much I begged her to reconsider. Each family offered a different reason for leaving. To be closer to relatives, a job relocation, a job loss, as was the case with the Donahues. Maybe that house was restless, anxious, like a mouse caught in a cat's shadow, and never let people feel at home. I sometimes wondered the same about our own house, when I'd turn on the light over the kitchen sink, and it would flicker before settling on. Even after 5 years of living there, I knew to expect the flutter before the light glowed steadily. But that didn't stop the shiver from tickling up my spine. I thought about our house as I fixed Henry's eggs, over medium, with just enough yolk to dip his toast in, a task I had perfected over the last couple thousand days. But who's counting? This home had been full of firsts for us, beginning the day Henry carried me across the threshold. Then there was the afternoon nearly 4 years ago when we brought Wesley home, followed by his first diaper blowout, the first time he slept through the night. That was a good one. When he took his first steps, said "Mama" between babbles and drool. There were the other firsts, too, like when he had a fever, and I didn't sleep for 2 days, when he closed his finger in the slider door, when I locked myself in our closet and cried when all he wanted was to be held. But all I needed was a moment to myself without being touched. Babies are blessings, they say, but what often goes unsaid is that blessings aren't always what we expect. And sometimes when we focus on the light they bring, we miss the shadows that lurk behind.